Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's Ami Beke here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I'm grateful and thank you for stopping by to watch this video. And if you are seeing me for the first time, please consider subscribing to this channel and like our videos, comment, share. So today I want to share with you guys my culture shock in Austria. So since I came to Austria, I have some odds or things that I would consider odd because I am not used to them in Nigeria, or let's say there are things that are done differently in Nigeria, or things I will have a different perspective of in Nigeria. So in Austria, first, one of my culture shock is the language. So in case you see me look down, I wrote down a few things just that I have a short rundown of the whole thing. And if I don't give you guys everything, maybe sometime if I remember a few things that are missing in this video, I could bring it to you guys in another video. So one of my culture shock, like I said, is the language. You know, the language is German in Austria. So in Nigeria, before we came, I had to, take part in some German classes, learn some things, the most important words and sentences, how to make sentences, simple sentences and all that. So we actually had the language construction in another form as what I experienced in Austria. First, not because they don't speak German or the German isn't the same, but because here they also have their dialects, just like in every other country. In Nigeria, we have three major languages: Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. But even for instance, in Igbo land or the Igbo states, you hear some people say things differently. Those are their dialects. You have like hundreds of them. So in Austria, I came and noticed that the German I learned in Nigeria was not generally what they speak here. There are little differences. There are differences, actually not so little. They are really so pronounced that I can pick that something is wrong somewhere. So in a way, it was difficult for me that I learned that German. First of all, German was difficult. It's really a difficult language. Imagine saying 23 backwards, like saying 32 when you mean 23. That's the way Germans speak. So when they want to say 23, they say 32. I'm just saying it literally in English. So, but like 23 is 23. So you start from behind. You call the number from behind. Coupled with the fact that it was difficult, I came here to notice that even what I learned in Nigeria wasn't exactly what I was hearing here. When they say things like, we learned in Nigeria that potatoes are called Kartoffeln. And then I came here, each time we go to eat or something, or I hear people say, or I go to buy something, then Erdäpfel. And I ask myself, what is Erdäpfel again? I know Äpfel are apples, but so what is now Erdäpfel? So the combination, the statements, there are little dialects. In fact, they have their own dialects, and the dialect was really difficult for me. It was a shock. I asked myself, why did I spend my time learning the other German and coming here to have different German? But that was just their dialect. And like we all know, dialect differs from town to town or from state to state or wherever. So like in Oberösterreich, they have their own dialect. In Niederösterreich, they have their own dialect. Likewise, Salzburg and other places, they have their differences. So that was one of the culture shock that I had here in Austria. The next culture shock was how they address people. You see people addressing a younger one addressing the older one in their first name. Like I am called I wanted to say now so I am Amara Chuku, and then I meet someone of 12 years and they call me Amara. In Nigeria, it's more like you don't you give some respect. You know, you say things like Auntie Amara or Brother Chinedu, something like that. So that's the way we address people in Nigeria. You don't just mention people by their first name, and it continues down to the workplaces. You go to workplaces, you see the boss being addressed by his or her first name. Anyway, it differs. In that case, at workplaces, some people are strict, some people are, but it's common to hear people call the other, refer the other in their first name. And then you come home, like your parents, you don't say mom, you don't say dad. You see people calling their, I mean, some people do that. Some people call their parents mom, dad, papa, mama, because those are the words. Instead of mom, they say mama, and instead of dad, they say papa. That's the German. Those are the German words for mama and papa. So some people say mama and papa, but häufig, well, how do I say häufig? Regularly, you hear people say, call the other, the mama, by their first name. Like if the mama is Tina, so they call mama Tina. Instead of saying mama, they call Tina. Tina. You see a little girl calling the mama by Tina. It's not, I mean, that's the way they do it. You see them calling papa. Instead of calling Marco, they call, instead of saying papa, they call Marco, if Marco is papa's first name. So that's the way addressing people in Austria is different from the way we do in Nigeria. Though in some cases it varies. In some cases there are similarities. There are some people that still refer to papa, just like some people might I don't know, I can't point anyone whom I know who calls their parents in Nigeria by their first name, but it may exist, I don't know. And then my third culture shock is greeting. So you move down the streets and you meet people and they smile at you like they know you. I mean, you watch someone from a distance, they come close, you guys are walking closer and closer on the pedestrian, and then they smile. They give you this smile that makes you feel like they know you. And then you come closer and say good morning or say grüß Gott, hello, and they don't say anything to you. They don't respond. They don't mean bad, but that's for them, it's not mandatory to greet, you know. So the smile alone is enough. So that's the thing that I have, at least in the area I stay, that's what I have noticed. Countless times I have seen people do that. They don't greet. So greeting is more like not, it's not, Igbos will say ekenabo funanya. Not when they say good morning, grüß Gott, hello, before you know they love you. That doesn't mean love for them. So they just walk by, everyone does their thing, everyone do their things without saying a word of greeting. That's my own observation, at least from the area I stay, like I said. And then some time ago, I traveled to somewhere, I visited some, I think that was Salzburg, where I was. Then for a short visit, I noticed that it was more interactive, kind of. People said hello, you go to a restaurant, and then you see people get, maybe after eating, they want to leave, they greet the rest, they say bye to every other one who is eating. Or you're eating and someone comes in, they tell you Mahlzeit, which is guten Appetit, like enjoy your meal, yeah. But where I stay, and I think it's more of that way. It's more in that direction, that they don't say word of greeting, not because they don't like you. I mean, in public, at home, of course, you can say hello to everyone, but in public, it's not so common. That's my observation. That's my other observation. And you know, in Nigeria, for us, I mean, I think generally in Africa, but I'm speaking of Nigeria because I grew up in Nigeria and that's my background. So I speak from my own experiences. Also, what I am saying about Austria may not be right, may not be completely right, but those are my experiences. I'm just giving you things that I experienced that shocked me. So in Nigeria, we also, you know, we say, of course, the younger one greets the elder, but in this case, sometimes the elder one has to greet the younger one, at least if you're at home, if you're with people in a home. Sometimes the mom will be the one saying good morning, and then the child will reply or something like that. Of course, if the child sees the mom first, the child will greet. So besides that, in the public places, greeting is not regular thing. So that's it. And then my next culture shock is the meal time. My people. I was really shocked about this, the meal time. So I'm just going to hit the nail on the head. Their meal time is really different from what I used to know in Nigeria. 11:30, 12 is the lunch time. If anyone is eating late, they are eating at latest 12:30. I mean, of course, if you have some circumstances keeping you from eating earlier, then it can be the case sometimes, like work or the food, or you were not home and then your meal is late or something like that. Besides that, their normal time of breakfast, 7 a.m. and then especially lunch. I have problem with the lunch stuff because lunch is usually big meal, but at 11:30, 12, you are having the meal. I didn't say preparing, you're eating lunch. Me, I just finished having, sometimes I don't even eat my breakfast at 7. I eat at 8, 9, 10, depending on the circumstances, depending on the situation, or depending on the day. Sometimes you sleep longer and then you wake up late and have your breakfast, yet you eat your lunch at 11:30, 12. My brothers, my sisters, me, I don't understand. And dinner at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Roll the next day. Abba, my dear, I don't know. That the timetable, the meal time it's not it for me. That's it. At 4, 5, you're eating. And what are you eating? You're eating bread, slice a piece of bread or two slices of bread, and then with some cheese, or that's it for dinner until the next day. Well, that's what I see. Sometimes if I have the opportunity, I do the Austrian style and still eat my Nigerian meal and do my Nigerian stuff. So that's it. The meal time was also another big shock for me, because of course in Nigeria you eat, I mean, depending on your pocket, how the situation of everything, one could eat and eat breakfast whenever they want, please 7, 8, depending on your activity, and then at 1, 2 p.m. lunch, and they're at 6, 5, 6. From some people who are more civilized, let's just say it that way, or who claim to be civilized. I don't know, I'm not saying anyone is doing it right or wrong, but that's the way I knew it in Nigeria. Some people will eat at 6, 7, and then of course better food, not bread. But here I came and so that's that for the meal time. Then my next culture shock, this one was also a big shock for me. I don't know, this is my, like I said, it's my own view, my own bird's eye view, my own perspective. I'm just sharing my experience. My next culture shock is to calculate places by kilometer or meter, how many meter long distance or how many kilometers distances. Nigeria, man, we talk and say move like from here to the distance is like from Ebonyi State to Enugu, or the distance is like from east to north. That's the distance. So in your head, you're already calculating. Anyone the ones who are wiser or who know it better will tell you it takes like 3-4 hours. But here, you're calculating meters. You're like, you ask how long is it? What's the distance? And then someone will tell you 5 kilometers or 500 meters. I'm like, I didn't know those things. I mean, of course, we have been taught in school, but you know, it's not our day-to-day activity to start calling 100 meters away or 500 meters away or 2 kilometers away. No. So that one is something I am still learning, because of course it's the culture here. You don't tell someone move from here, like from here to the other door 9. No, that's not the way they say. They mention in 100 meters, in 200, even the Verkehrsregel. How do I say that in English again? The traffic rules. Yeah, so the traffic rules, you see sometimes they write 200 meters. In 200 meters something starts or something like that. So the meter stuff, this calculating distance in meters and kilometers was not my thing. I came here, it was a shock for me to keep hearing that, so I'm learning it because I have to. So the next thing is appointment for everything. Whatever you do, you need appointment. Even to make your hair, to go to a salon, you have to call, make appointments before you go there. You can't just walk into any salon. You can't walk into any salon without appointment. My dear, it tire me. In Nigeria, if you go any salon that is free, if your stylist is free, they take care of your hairstyle, of your hair. If they are not free, you look for another stylist who has the time to attend to you. But this one, you have to call and make appointment. And if you don't come at that time, now be that, or you don't miss that one, be that. That's that you like sometimes your appointment is totally cancelled because you are 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, and your time is gone. So that's it. Because the time is very important for them. Now, the appointment stuff, I'm not used to it in Nigeria now. Where most times in the offices, you walk into the office and say what you want and they attend to you. If it's something that would require that you come the next day or some other time, then they tell you. But in this case, you have to call from your home. Of course, they have each firm or each company or whatever office you're going to always have their numbers online, so you get their numbers and call them, book appointments with them. So the appointment stuff tire me, but that's the way I have seen it. And for everything you do, you need an appointment. Before you go to any office, you need an appointment. That's that. Then my other culture shock is there is basically expiration date for every product. For every product. I am not saying for some products. For every product, whatever you pick, you're having expiration date on it, because their meals, most meals are being packaged, you know, like your rice, the rice is being packaged. It's not like in Nigeria where you will have to go to a rice mill and buy your rice in how many in the kgs you want or something like that, or your local market. No, it's more like going to a supermarket to get some things that are already packed and imported into Nigeria. That's the way most things, although most of those things are also cultivated here in Austria, but they are basically packed. Like eggs, the eggs have expiration date. So if they tell you on this day, in Nigeria, we don't get expiration. If you pick your egg and your egg, you don't rotten. Now if you say the egg don't spoil, well, this one, the date is stated there. So for every product, that's my experience so far. For every product, you have expiration. And then yeah, I think one culture shock that I didn't note here but occurred to me today while on my daily activities was that I remember, yeah, Austrians can look like, that's something that I didn't expect, because you know we admire the whites, and but I mean they don't mean harm in all the culture shock that I have said. It's not because they mean some negativity. No, it's actually something they do unbewusst, or how do I say that? They do it not because they want to hurt you or because they don't mean good, but something that is innate. So because it's innate, they do it even without, just like you take water, that's it. So, and they don't see anything wrong in it. So that's one thing that I have noticed. They look so much. Even while you move along the restaurant, people are eating in the restaurant. You see someone walking down the street and looking into the restaurant and nodding and watching their meals, watching the eyeball to eyeball contact. They don't care. It's not, they don't mean harm. It's not like they're just, you know, maybe watching the meal to see what the restaurant has there to offer, and then if it's something nice, they say good, but it doesn't mean whoever is eating did something wrong. It doesn't eat in a good manner or something like that. No, it's just the things, one thing they do because it's part of them without meaning any harm. So that's that. I noticed that they look too much, and sometimes for me it's discomforting because I don't like moving down the street. I mean, I'm black, I'm not Austrian, and I came here, I see them, I admire most of them, but I don't look at them so focused and so like, I don't know, but they do that. And for me, when they watch me that way, it's annoying. It's just like, and it's in a way correlated to watching you and smiling, and you know, they smile at me, they smile and watch you, and then we come by and they don't say a word. So the smile alone is giving you the feeling like something is coming, but nothing is coming. That's it. The smile is just it, while he or she has been watching you from a distance. So for me, sometimes it can be discomforting because I don't watch people that way. And of course, I know, I mean, in Nigeria, some people watch that way, but in the cities, they don't look that way. So my people, that's that. If, like I said, if I remember something, some culture shock that I still want to share with you guys, I'll of course making another video to tell you guys that. But for now, these are the few culture shock that I can remember, what I noted. I've been postponing this, and of course I thought, nah, today was really hectic for me, but I told myself I have to do this. It's time I do this. So I hope you guys enjoyed my ranting. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing the things, in case should you be planning to visit Austria or relocate, then you know things you could expect in Austria. I mean, they are not bad things. Yeah, so that was my culture shock here in Austria. I am looking forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Please, I hope you've given this video a thumbs up. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed, and please comment, give me your comments on the comment section. Tell me what you find intriguing, what you think is so interesting for you from my all culture shock that I have mentioned. And then yeah, until my next video, stay safe. Servus.